Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Too many tokens, analysts argue, oversupply could end the altcoin season. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, there are, a lot of altcoins now. Over 10.19 million. Wow, that number was at 3.4 million, I feel like, only a couple of months ago. The altcoin market, though, certainly has exploded over the last decade. As you guys can see, as of now, as the time of this recording, every altcoin is pretty much underwater, pretty much in the red, just because Bitcoin did see a tumble yesterday. I'm going to bring up the Bitcoin chart here on the daily so you guys can see what the trend is for Bitcoin at this moment in time. Let me get rid of some of that, and Bitcoin over the last couple of days has been moving downward. Now we're still trading in this channel here. We did recently get up above all-time high just a few days ago on January the 20th. So now we're seeing that Bitcoin top at about $109,000. Currently, one Bitcoin, though, is going for just under $101,000 per coin. So we're going to see more of this, guys. Obviously, it's going to affect the altcoins. I talked a little bit about XRP in this morning's video. If you guys didn't catch that one, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. XRP, though, moving with the market. As you guys can see, this is XRP on the daily. And despite the fact that we've seen XRP price even drop, we haven't gotten below this critical level that I hope we don't go down past $2.80. That was hitting the top here of that first pump from back in early December. So this is where we stand today. And, the alt season might look different just because of, the sheer quantity of altcoins that are currently in the market. Cryptocurrency analysts and traders are debating whether an altcoin season, a period when alternative cryptocurrencies outperform Bitcoin in the market, is over. Historically, altcoin seasons have been marked by significant price rallies for non-Bitcoin cryptocurrencies. In the 2017 to 2018 cycle, the alt market experienced its most explosive growth, with coins like Ethereum, XRP, and Litecoin posting record-breaking gains. And for my Patreon subscribers, I do have the $15,000 plus altcoin portfolio. And I guess, I'm going to say it here. I personally don't think it's over. For more information on what I'm trading and where I think altcoins will go this bull run, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I put the link down there at the bottom of the video so you guys can see it if you want to navigate there and see what my crypto trading journey has been like thus far and moving forward into the future. But anyway, they're saying here that, it might look different this time around. Crypto analyst Ali Martinez argues that the sheer number of altcoins now makes the possibility of a sustained alt season unlikely. Today, there are over 36.4 million altcoins, so he's estimating even more than what is listed on CoinMarketCap, compared to fewer than 3,000 during the 2017-2018 alt season, and even fewer than 500 back in 2013 to 2014. And so that number is really ramping up. Supply is greater than demand, is what he's saying here. Now, even though there is, the quantity issue of altcoins, let's not forget that, only a handful are in the top 10 and have remained in the top 10, and only a few more than that are in the top 50. So, not all altcoins are created equally, of course, and I don't think. There are many reasons to suggest that, the real-world utility, first and foremost. We already do know that altcoins that do have utility are certainly going to have longevity. There are other altcoins that I think are going to do well based on other fundamentals too. Again, all that information can be found at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. What he's saying, though, supply is greater than demand. Too many tokens, infinite more to come. Supply of tokens is greater than demand. This illustrates why expecting an alt season where everything goes up for an extended period of time is misplaced. He predicted that future alt seasons would be shorter, lasting only a few days to a few weeks at most. Kruger also pointed out the challenges for investors, noting that the abundance of options makes effective portfolio management more difficult. Being a good coin picker is now very hard, he says, just as being a good stock picker is also very hard. So institutional interest could drive select altcoins. This is another important thing because with institutional money coming in, guys, it's going to look a lot different. The institutions are not going to dilly-dawdle around with meme coins. They are looking at the ones that do or could yield significant value down the road. So think of the ETFs. What altcoins are getting ETFs, for example? Michael Van de Pope predicts that certain utility-focused coins could attract institutional interest, saying, I think that we'll also see real utility coins take the spotlight as institutional interest continues to grow. Van de Pope further noted that Ethereum might lead the next rally, describing Ethereum as the most hated rally of 2025. Yeah, Ethereum has not performed well at all. Nevertheless, doesn't matter for us XRP holders. We know what we hold, guys, and what we hold is doing well, even though we are currently seeing a dip in the market. Brad Garlinghouse coming out, though, on Twitter saying, slow weekend, anything exciting happening? I think he's being a bit facetious, of course, with all the Bitcoin maxi drama that we were seeing over the weekend, boy. I don't even know why he decided to post this. I guess just to continue to stir the pot. Banque XRP here posting, David was trying drinks from around the world while taking photos of me wearing a shirt that says Gary, who is Gary? So apparently David Schwartz was having some fun over the weekend. Banque XRP continues by saying, what does he say here? I saw that Donald Trump's plane touched down in Miami last night, picturing you hanging out with Donald Trump, discussing the ins and outs of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and how they could play a role in government policy. Oh yeah, least I forget, BTC maxis still hate XRP. They're still bringing articles up from 2012. So yeah, this is kind of what we've been dealing with all weekend, really. Alessio saying, sounds like an epic night for some serious discussions about the future of crypto. Imagine Trump and David talking blockchain over drinks. Now that's a conversation for the books. Weird Science indeed says, ripple me this. Mega Mama says, nice. Cocoa Butter says, where can I buy one of those shirts? I love it. I don't know, maybe David should start a merch store or something. Anyway, the weekend is now over. Hopefully we can get down to some business, some serious news. In light of the current baseless accusations of Ripple exercising centralized control over the XRP ledger based on the fact it is a company with its own interest, I have decided to remove their node. So this coming from Daniel Keller. The Bitcoin maxis say XRP is centralized. This couldn't be further from the truth. So Daniel Keller is saying he's removing Ripple's node from his UNL. The change will be implemented during the next scheduled maintenance of my system. Ripple is one of the most significant contributors to the Ripple code base, but has only 1 out of 35 votes on the XRPL as of today. I do not question their role as a DUNL publisher. While the change in my node's behavior won't have a more significant impact on the network for now, it should send a signal to all the participants who uphold consensus rules and the broader public. I hope publishers will follow my suggestion to remove Ripple's node when a suitable replacement is found. The DUNL is a list shipped with the daemon and used by default to guarantee overlap is achieved when operating on the network, as participants often misunderstand its purpose. So a bold choice here from Daniel Keller. The comments attacking Daniel make zero sense, says Vet here. He's not attacking Ripple. So for those of you guys thinking he was removing it because he does not believe in Ripple or the XRPL being centralized by Ripple or whatever, that's not the point, okay? He wants to demonstrate that the list is irrelevant to the operations of his validator. If you don't understand what he does here, then you need to read up on the XRPL consensus. And he does link a link here in the tweet. So basically what he's saying is, guys, you do not need Ripple to even be part of the validation system in order for the XRPL to work. Hence, proving that the XRPL is not a centralized blockchain. It couldn't be more simple than that. And, when the proof is in the pudding, well, I'm sure Bitcoin maxis will still find a way to argue that. Mario Nafal did comment, though, the decentralization of XRP is under the microscope again, with Ripple's CTO David Schwartz dismantling claims from Bitcoin maxi Pierre Rochard. So Pierre Rochard has been a bit of a thorn in our sides, and he kind of just came out of nowhere here. The debate surrounding Ripple, the XRP ledger, and the possibility of XRP's inclusion in a U.S. crypto reserve shows no signs of slowing down. The conversation, already charged with competing ideologies, took a turn when accusations of centralization were raised against Ripple. Some within the crypto community, particularly Bitcoin supporters, remain skeptical of Ripple's structure, with prominent voices questioning Ripple's role and influence. So this is, just kind of going over the main points here. One of the loudest critics is Pierre Rochard, VP of Research at Riot Platforms, a major Bitcoin mining firm. He's argued that Ripple could theoretically fork the XRPL software, alter escrow locks, or even introduce trillions more XRP into the supply. For him, the control Ripple allegedly holds undermines any claims of decentralization and creates vulnerabilities in the ecosystem. But fortunately for us guys, David Schwartz did come out with a tweet. So here is Pierre Rochard's tweet. I do encourage you guys to hop in on this conversation. Basically, though, for about the 400th time, David says, for anyone who doesn't understand what validators do, XRPL actually has a consensus algorithm that actually reaches an agreed consensus. About every 5 seconds, every node participates in the process to decide how to resolve the double spend problem for the XRPL transactions. Honest participants should have no reason to care how this is resolved because honest participants don't double spend, but everybody does need some resolution because without a way to solve the double spend problem, disagreement over who holds what would eventually destroy the system, this is precisely why Bitcoin needs proof of work to ensure eventual agreement over which of a set of conflicting transactions to rely on. XRPL validators are not paid and cannot censor valid transactions. The only threat is if many validators conspire to fail to reach agreement, breaking the ledger. To protect against the threat, each node decides which other nodes it will try to solve the double spend problem with. The consensus algorithm has two results for any given transaction. Yes, we will include this transaction if the ledger is valid, and no, we will include this transaction if in the next ledger if it is valid. There is no way for an honest node to agree not to execute a valid transaction. Why would any honest node ever agree not to execute a valid transaction? Recovery for valid transactions that are do not get yes votes is deterministic. This is cheaper, faster, and more censorship resistant to proof of work, but it does also have disadvantages. So David Schwartz being honest here about this, because it is non-adversarial and is based on the idea that all honest participants are aligned in wanting to execute only valid transactions with maximal forward progress, it cannot be used to do the initial distribution of a token. And two, it does benefit from as much agreement as possible on who will participate actively in the double spend resolution process. The logic of the UNL is that good validators will accumulate and bad validators will rapidly get excluded. Validators aren't compensated, so there's nothing to fight over. Validators and consensus are not the XRPL's governance mechanism. The XRPL's governance mechanism is the rules enforced by the nodes participants run. And Pierre Rochard, such a troll here. You know, it really does show you how little BTC maxis know and, you know, how little they want to even take initiative to learn, which is really disconcerting and disheartening because at the end of the day, sure, I mean, you can be a Bitcoin maxi, but at least have some knowledge. Like, you know, like you're really just focused on your own narrative in your own world. It's like you're in your own little universe there. It's kind of pathetic, and it doesn't, it certainly doesn't look good to the rest of the world that wants, where the rest of the crypto space wants to be productive, proactive, and innovative and positive. You know, we really want to take on, I think, the world in terms of a new revolution of technology. Bitcoin maxis are just thinking about themselves, Bitcoin, and that's it. Anyway, I digress. Let's keep moving along. King Solomon here, bringing us a blast from the past. Who remembers this NACHA graphic? The NACHA operates the entire ACH system in the United States. And guys, I don't know if you remember, it was redacted several years ago. Just to give you guys a brief history here, NACHA, originally the National Automated Clearinghouse Association, manages the ACH network, the backbone for the electronic movement of money and data in the United States, and is an association for the payments industry. It was founded in 1974. What's it used for? A large group of banks, credit unions, and payment processing companies. NACHA provides a way to directly transfer money between accounts at different banks without the use of paper checks, wire transfers, credit cards, or cash. So basically the backbone for the financial system in the United States. And guys, this was a graphic from a few years ago. Today, looking at new technologies, applications, guys, mentioning Ripple, talking about the Bank of America, which is a confirmed Ripple partner, as we know, applications, banks, settlement standards and governance, messaging formats and network rules, message routing, settlement infrastructure. The thing that interests me, though, is that it was redacted. So it was taken away. King Solomon did say, if I remember correctly, a few years ago, there was also a document I found from one of the big advisory groups with a Bank of France quote saying Ripple and XRP would underpin the digital euro. So again, this coming from King Solomon, a very respected researcher in the space. I'm almost 100% positive the NACHA document has been removed from their site, but it was there back when I first started doing videos and research in like 2017 or 2018. I shouldn't say would, I should say being considered for a digital euro thing. If you search, you can still find my image with crappy arrows that I screenshotted. It's on Google. So this was the original screenshot that King Solomon did bring to us all those years ago. France's central bank, Banque de France, has openly discussed Ripple and XRP as a possible platform for Europe's central digital currency. Now that is interesting because You guys know the RLUSD has been launched. That is that's a stable coin that Ripple has created. And I don't know if you guys remember, and I think there were murmurings of this Brad Garlinghouse or maybe it was Monica Long. Somebody was saying that the RLUSD, so a USD stablecoin, that is just the beginning, and that Ripple is actually currently working on other stablecoins, one of them being the euro. And the interesting thing, if you actually type in RLEUR.com, that brings us straight to Ripple's page, ripple.com/solutions/stablecoin. So one more time, RLEUR.com. Boom. Brings us right here. Stable, transparent, trusted. This is talking about the RLUSD because the RLEUR has not been released yet. But could this now be what King Solomon was talking about all those years ago? Maybe Ripple does have plans, as per the Central Bank of France, to launch Europe's central digital currency, the RLEUR. I don't know. I'm just putting the pieces of the puzzle together. We are going to see more utility for XRP, guys, in the coming years. At this point in time, a nice retracement for XRP holders that might want to top up at the last minute. And for more information on what I'm doing this bull run, you can follow me for all my updates. I'm going to be posting more targets, guys, where I'm going to be cashing out as the run continues throughout 2025. Patreon.com/workingmoneychannel for all that information. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.